What's going on with it, YouTube, military, veterans? Today, we're going to be talking about the importance of medical evidence and why you shouldn't cut corners when building and submitting evidence. As always, if you like this type of content when it comes to VA disability, like, share, subscribe, comment down below your personal experience, your personal comments. Let's jump into this motherfucking video. So, first of all, we got a lot of veterans up in the comments complaining about the amount of medical evidence they need to submit to the VA. We can take migraines, for example. You need logs, you need diagnosis, you need frequency, intensity. Yeah, you might need to provide some information on what you eat, what, triggers. It could be food triggering it. It could be work. It could be stress. It could be your family, whatever the case may be. That's why there's a social and occupational impact. What are the impacts due to it? What are some triggers as well? Medical evidence. Now, if you're trying to get 50%, you need to invest in the time that it's going to take in order to build all that medical evidence. You need to be in with your primary care provider. Have them refer you out to a neurologist if they cannot provide you with that diagnosis and that evaluation. Cool, Gucci. Especially if it's pertaining to anything on a secondary basis. A lot of veterans, they check out migraines secondary. So what does that mean? Your primary care provider needs to refer you or at least evaluate you. What is the primary disability that you're already service connected for causing migraines? That needs to be acknowledged. It needs to be medically acknowledged through evaluation and acceptance by your primary care provider. And if they refer you out, even more so by that referred specialist. If it's neurology, if it's mental health, whatever the case may be, all the doctors that are treating you and evaluating you need to be on the same page. Now, what are some other medical evidence that's needed in order to secure specific ratings along the line when it comes to migraines? Well, to even get service connected, you need a diagnosis. Cool. That'll get you a 0%. Now, depending on if you have in-service complaints, motherfucking cars over here fucking up my video. Where was I? You're going to either need in-service complaints, meaning at some point within your 4 or 40 years of service, you complained about migraines, to get direct service connection. You don't need anything else. That's pretty much it. And obviously a diagnosis and current treatment. To try to go on a secondary basis, you need to show how is that already service-connected disability causing a secondary. Cool. Once you've established that through complaints to your doctor, acknowledgement, evaluation, possibly referral to a specialized doctor, that's acknowledgement. Cool and Gucci. You get diagnosed, that'll get you 0%. Now, when it comes to 10, 30, or 50% when it comes to migraines, you need to show level of severity. Each one has level of severity, level, frequency. And then when it goes to 30 and 50%, that's when they start taking into consideration social and occupational impairment impacts. How is it taking you out of the fight at work as well as at home? Keeping you away from your spouse and your family. Document that. Have a spouse or a family member, someone in your immediate household, provide you with a buddy lay statement. When it comes to work, are you calling off from work? Are you taking sick days? Have you exhausted all of that? How many days have you missed? Have a supervisor. I would recommend a supervisor, but if you're shy or you're scared of them or they just don't want to provide you with anything, get a coworker to provide their eyewitness testimony. Print out your timesheet to show the VA, hey, I missed 45, 56, 75 days of work this year due to my migraines alone. Sometimes it starts at work. Sometimes it starts before I go to work. I have to deal with that with the next couple of hours, 2 days, 3 days, whatever the case may be. It's your story. You need to build your story, your impacts, your symptomology to how it fits you. Not every veteran's claim is going to be the same. We all know this. But you need to be invested in yourself, invested in getting service connected, whether it be on a direct or a secondary basis, and be invested in the actual VA rating that you receive. If you know you should get 50% for migraines, it shouldn't be a reason why you're not putting in all of this work. Now, if you want 50%, but you don't plan on putting in all this work, don't expect the VA to put in any work to get you 50%, let alone service connected. There's a lot of veterans who are walking around with nothing, absolutely nothing. They have no knowledge about VA disability compensation benefits and such. You know, some, especially with World War II and post, not post, but Gulf War era veterans. They don't know. Now, those two periods of service are the large majority of veterans who have absolutely no VA benefits whatsoever. Majority of them figure it out older in life, 60 plus 70s, whatever the case may be. And even at that point, they're only seeking medical services. They're not too worried about compensation and stuff like that. Majority of them not. No, they want to make sure, hey, they're getting taken care of physically, mentally, stuff like that. If it's a priority, maybe they start pushing towards, compensation, which I advise all of them. We all served this country. It shouldn't be a reason why every veteran who did serve doesn't have some type of compensation. But that's not going to happen because not a lot of veterans have disabilities and or injuries. As well as there are a lot of veterans who do have injuries, they do have disabilities. However, they don't know how the VA system works. They still have yet to go into medical. They've maintained that not going into medical since before they even since they stepped foot in any boot camp, whatever the case may be, whether it was Marine Corps, Air Force, Army, Navy, Coast Guard, if they got a boot camp. I don't know. I'm just saying. Jokes. It's kind of bright out here. That's why I'm squinting. But, gotta get the new ink, some some sunlight. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. The same goes for hypertension, VA disability claims. This could be one of the easiest claims a veteran do, or one of the most complicated, because majority of your information is going to be pulled off of that first claim that you submit. So if you went half-ass, you're going to have a half-ass battle to try to get anything above a 0%. That's why you got to read the CFR 38, read the DBQ. Make sure that whenever you're providing the VA with these blood pressure readings, that is being accurately recorded. If you gotta get with your doctor, get with them, have them recorded down. If you gotta take videos of you physically doing your own blood pressure readings at home, maybe you got a smartwatch, you got the Apple Watch, you got the Samsung Watch, whatever the case may be. You're taking these blood pressure readings, not only to get service connected, but to get the highest possible VA disability rating for that. Takes a little bit of work, takes some dedication. But if you're not putting in anything, you cannot complain about getting denied. You can't complain about other veterans getting service connected, getting the max possible VA rating that they can for any specific disability. Why? Because they did the work. They did their homework. They were at it. They weren't complaining about it. They weren't, bitching and complaining. They weren't doing all that. Got the ghetto chopper somewhere, ghetto bird up in the sky. You know what I'm talking about. But you can't complain about the veterans who put in the work to get the VA disability rating, in which they do have, especially at 100% permanent total. A lot of veterans, I see so much hate every day on veterans who have 100% permanent total. Hey, those are veterans who did their homework, who had an organized VA disability claim. They may not have started out organized, but they definitely finished out organized, because you cannot get 100% permanent total without being organized, without understanding the VA disability claims process. But hey, as always, until next time, this motherfucking Debo out. Y'all stay Gucci with a peace and love, baby.